What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, it seems that Capcom has removed ray tracing from, I believe it's Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the PC. I believe that's where it is. Yes, it is. And also Dolby Atmos from some other, I can't remember which one. So many Resident Evils. But, you know, at first you're like, oh, it's because they're not supporting DX11 anymore, and they mistakenly took it out of the DX12 version. Which is possible, of course. Or they took it out on purpose to make the PlayStation version seem like the best version. Now, I know conspiracy, I'm your boy, conspiracy boy, right? All conspiracies all the time, but in light of all the dirty that Sony has kind of been doing, that has been publicked, that's a good word, and some things that aren't public but you assume, you know, you say, well, yeah, of course they're doing that. Of course they're concerned about Microsoft doing this, that, and the third, because that's what they do, right? What company would be scared of another company doing something that they don't like if they themselves didn't even think about it or are currently actively doing it, right? And that's Sony. Sony's the bad guy only up until somebody else does it to them, and then they're the victim. And I just say it's just part of the game. Just make it part of the game, that's all. And then what happens if you make the anything goes clause part of the game, video game, industry game, then Sony automatically loses because Microsoft has the money. Money wins every time. If you have the money, you can do it. You can buy the talent, you can buy the properties, you can buy the exclusivity. Sony obviously has money to buy exclusivity. My question is, how much are they spending on exclusivity for third-party stuff? Not first-party, obviously. But how much are they spending? How much are they paying Capcom? How much are they paying Square Enix? How much are they paying whoever else? You know, Destiny before they bought them, Bungie. You know, how much were they paying them? How much were they paying Call of Duty? You know, you ask these questions. This is the game that they're playing, and the game that they don't want to be part of on the other side. They don't want to be the victim of exclusivity. They just want to be the exclusivator. That's not a word, but it sounds right? Sounds kind of, sort of. But this whole, like I said, conspiracy, do you think Capcom's that inept that they cannot take ray tracing out of a DX11 version without breaking the DX12 versions? How do you break a different version? That's not how. Explain that to me. How do you upload a patch and it breaks a different version of your game? It doesn't make sense. A lot of things don't make sense. Like when they updated the RE4 remake, they made the resolution worse on Xbox. I'm like, how do you do that? How is it that the resolution is worse than the first? How? And why? I'm just saying they have a contract with Sony. Probably. I don't even know if they do. But it seems that way. It seems like every time a third party is, you know, putting out games and they seem to perform better on the PlayStation as opposed to Xbox. Why? Right? And the funny thing is, initially, RE4 performed better on Xbox. It had better resolution. And I think the frame rates were equal, if not a little better too. So that's like the main thing, right? How is it now equal? I mean, the PlayStation 5 version was really bad. And maybe Capcom prioritizes the PC more than PlayStation 5, and they did a quick little dirty port, and this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't optimize for PlayStation 5 first. You get all kind of crazy stuff because like I said before, it may be x86. PlayStation 5 is still bespoke in a lot of different ways that makes it more difficult to do it. It's the one API or system or like console environment that is different from PC, Xbox, and Xbox, S, I guess. Because the Xbox is closer to what PCs are than the PlayStation 5 is. And people say, well, that's what makes the PlayStation 5 better. It's like, no, that's what makes it harder to make it a similar version across the board. That's why I think a lot of these devs, well, because of the numbers as well, they are prioritizing and optimizing for PlayStation 5 first because it's the hardest. Because it's not like what they're used to. It's not like if you get a PC dev, they know how to put a game on a PC. They know how to optimize for PC. They can say, okay, we're gonna optimize for 3090s because we're used to that, or they can jump up to 4090s, but honestly, they probably do 30 series because while some people do have 4090s, it's not super wide. I mean, if you look at the statistics, the most common card is probably like a 2060 or something like that. It's not even like a 30, maybe a 3050, something like that, So, they're definitely going to optimize for that mid, that 3050, 3060, maybe 2060 or 2080. And then, yeah, sure, they'll have a super, put everything on ultra extreme for the 4090s. But at the same time, they don't optimize for the 4090 because it's not that widespread. It's too expensive. And if you look at the performance of PC games, I mean, particularly Sony's games, they do not operate within the means of what a 4090 should do, and what these games should be able to do is like, well, why is this game not performing? Why can't I have ray tracing with 120 frames on a 4090? And it's because it's not optimized. And it's not just the PlayStation 5. Like I said, the 4090 is it's not bespoke, but it's not that widespread. So they won't optimize for it, but you will have the ability to up the resolution super high and up the frame rate. Your frame rates will be higher and stuff. But if they did optimize for a 4090, forget about it. They did that plus whatever that storage is, direct storage. Man, a 4090 with like an i12 or whatever the highest i is, and with like 64 gigs of RAM and all that stuff, man, that thing would destroy a PlayStation 5. That thing would kick a PlayStation 5 in the shin. Ouch, that would hurt. In the shin, and break the knee. I mean, look, there's no competition, no contest. But, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the possibility that these third parties are in cahoots with Sony with these contracts. That's why, like, these senators from wherever wanting to get the exclusivity contract deals, you know what I'm saying? That's important information because I'm pretty sure somebody at Microsoft was like, yo, America? Are we on the same team? Go get these fools. I mean, I know we did some stuff in the past, but go get these fools. They're cheating. Let's go. And so I'm pretty sure, because let's be honest, senators don't know about video games. They don't know what's going on in video games. It's not even in their purview. They're like, whatever, that's for kids, isn't it? And so, some lawyer at Microsoft wrote a letter, But the thing is, it's kind of true, right? If this is the industry, like if we look at it objectively, we step back and we say, look, I love video games. I'm this and that fan, but listen, if the video game industry is harmed in any way, it doesn't benefit me as a blank fan, as a PlayStation fan, as a Nintendo fan, as an Xbox fan, as a PC gamer. It doesn't benefit me if the video game system is burning down and destroying itself. So when I look at what Sony does, I'm like, why? I mean, I understand why, money, but I don't want to see an idiotic company destroy video games. I know video games is really too big to fail at this point, but still, any negative movement, momentum, actions in the video game space by a giant player in the video game space it upsets me because video games is one of the things I enjoy. This is a hobby, whatever, but it's like nature. It's like, yo, the sky is blue, it's pretty, look at the clouds, colors, video games too. You know what I mean? Look at the doggies, the cute little baby puppies. Oh, that's cute. Video games too. Yo, look, you seen that car over there looks really nice with those rims? Video games too. Yo, I had the best meal of my life the other night. It was so delicious. Video games too. So, this is why I'm so adamant about my displeasure in how Sony is running their business. If they were a fair competitor, I wouldn't have anything to say. I couldn't be like, well, you know, be better, Sega, be better, Nintendo, be better, Xbox. But that's not the case. You know, Xbox is trying to do the right thing. Nintendo, they do their thing. Is it fair? Is it not? Are they still kind of doing the practices that they employed back in the day, which were not nice? I don't know. That would be something I would have to look into. But Sony's antics are on Front Street, Main Street, Front Street. Everybody knows, and many people are turning a blind eye because of money. Because these outlets don't want to anger Sony, so they got to keep the traffic, money. Me, I don't got traffic. I don't have sponsors. I got nothing. I got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So I'm a talk shite to Sony, you know, all day, every day. Because, look, in America, freedom of speech, this is my opinion, this is commentary on what I see. I have no stake in the game. I don't own no stocks on Xbox or Sony and the time. I don't own none of that. Nothing. So there's no vested interest in anyone failing or winning. But I do want a healthy industry, because a healthy industry means when I'm on my deathbed, video games will still be around. When my nephews and my grandnephews and all that stuff, nieces, they'll be playing video games like I did when I was a little kid. And, you know, maybe they will like them, maybe whatever, but we need to have video games around for the next generation of gamers. And like I said, I don't think it's going anywhere, but it's just idiotic to me that a giant corporation is acting as foolish as Sony is. I never thought in my days that I would see an actual corporation act like a bitch. Yeah, I said it. Meaning a female dog, the actual term. Actually, no, that's not how I meant it. But it doesn't matter, because if you call a corporation a bitch, I don't think it's as bad as if you call a person. Because corporations aren't people. Last I checked, they're constructed of people. I'm not calling the people who work there that, but I'm just calling the behavior of said corporation bitchy, complainy, whatever. I think I've said that word too much. But it doesn't matter. It's in the dictionary. I'm finna use it. Anyway, I'm still exhausted. I will forever be exhausted talking about these fools. Still waiting for the deal to go through, but you know, we know it's gonna go through. It's just a matter of time. Anyway, I'm working on a song. I had some super progress on it yesterday. Worked on it. I have about maybe 8 bars. I said that before, 8 bars. I think that's still true. I think I have 8 bars left. But I have some harmony parts I'm gonna throw in there and stuff. It's coming along. I will definitely be done with the song before the end of April. But like I said, I'm going out of town in May, so I won't. I'm pretty sure that I won't be able to finish the video itself. So it's probably gonna be sometime in June. I'll release the video. So sorry for the delay. I'm letting you guys know preemptively because I don't want to be like, I'm gonna do, and then, you know, nothing happens. But it will be. I'm gonna say June because I already have the video in mind. I know what the video is gonna be. I need to do some special effects, if you will, some CGI, and I don't know how that's gonna work out. I know what I wanna do, but it's gonna involve some fluid simulations and other things, and it's just not, my computer's like, nah, B. It's gonna be like straining to get it done, but it's all good. But I appreciate y'all hanging out. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this my Capcom conspiracy is legit? You think there's some weight to that? Does it hold any water? Is it suspicious? Is it sus? I think it is. But let me know in the comments, And, sure, it could be all just above board, but whatever. But anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I'll see you on the next one.